Isang mapayapang hapon Pilipinas. Narito na naman ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH at sa lahat ng nanonood ng RH-TV. Lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kasamahang alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Ang ating panauhin sa hapong ito ay isa sa pinakamahusay na Filipino violinists of our generation. Bukod dito, isa rin siyang respetadong guro at tinitingalang leader sa arts community dahil sa kanyang mga proyektong tumutulong na magpalaganap ng sining at kultura lalo na sa mga rural communities ng Pilipinas. Kilala rin siya bilang founder at visionary ng matagumpay na Community Arts Center sa Zambales, ang Casa San Miguel. Kaya, samahan niyo kami sa kalahating oras ng masayang kwentuhan kasama ang internationally acclaimed violin virtuoso na si Alfonso "Coke" Bolipata.
Si Alfonso "Coke" Bolipata ay isa sa mga pangunahing alagad ng sining ng Pilipinas sa larangan ng musika. Nagsimula siyang mag-aral ng violin sa edad na 8 taong gulang sa ilalim ni Oscar Yatco at nagpatuloy ng pag-aaral sa ilalim ni Basilio Manalo at Rizalina Buenaventura. 12 taong gulang siya nang manalo ng first prize mula sa National Music Competitions for Young Artist o NAMSIA. At matapos nito ay pumunta siya sa Amerika upang mag-aral sa prestigyosong Juilliard School of Music sa New York sa ilalim ni Dorothy Dillay, Jaska Brodsky, Felix Gallimere at James Boswell. Nagtanghal siya bilang soloist at chamber musician sa malalaking music halls ng Amerika, pati na sa mga konsyerto sa Canada, Germany, France, Japan at Indonesia. Nakatugtog na rin siya kasama ng Beijing Philharmonic, Nagoya Philharmonic, Bulgaria Radio Orchestra at ang Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra. Taong 1990 nang tumanggap siya ng grant mula sa National Endowment for the Arts sa Washington at Artist Affiliate sa New York upang palaganapin ang sining at kultura sa mga rural areas ng Amerika. Di nagtagal, bumalik siya sa Pilipinas upang itatag ang Casa San Miguel, isang community-based arts center sa Zambales kung saan mahigit sa 100 gifted children ang binibigyan ng pagkakataong mag-aral ng musika. Noong 2000 naman, naging co-founder siya ng Metro Manila Community Orchestra at ng Symphony by the Sea Community Orchestra sa Subic, Zambales. Si Coke Bolipata ay kasalukuyang commissioner ng Philippine National Commission of UNESCO at ilan sa mga gantimpalang natanggap niya ay ang 2010 Outstanding Young Men Award, ang Katha Award, ang 2001 Aliw Award bilang Best Instrumentalist, ang 2002 Gawad ng Maynila Award, ang 1997 National Book Award Best Book Design para sa kanyang children's book na Water in the Ring of Fire at ang NCCA Alab ng Haraya Award. Isang malugod na pagbati ang hatid ng Art2art sa premyadong violinist, guro, manunulat at arts educator na si Ginoong Alfonso "Coke" Bolipata.
Magandang hapon, Coke, and welcome to Art2art.
Magandang hapon din, Lisa. Good afternoon.
It's been too long. When did I last see you?
I know, it's been years.
Parang the last time I saw you, nasa entablado ka.
Yeah, you just got married, I think. Hindi naman.
Hindi,
But
nasa
shortly
entablado
after,
ka, nagtutugtog ka kasama ni Myra
Beltran,
dun
yes,
sa tango niyang
exactly.
show sa CCP Little
Right,
Theater.
right.
Hindi tayo nagkita backstage, but I saw you from
Yes,
the audience. Nanood ako noon. But it's been too long. I think, kailan ba ako
I think 5 to 6 years.
nagsayaw with you?
We did Sana'y Wala Nang Wakas in CCP. Which is, gets a lot of hits on YouTube, I think.
Okay. Parang historical, ano na yan.
Archives na ng CCP.
Para sa mga hindi tayo kilala. Kasi matanda na tayo. Hindi. Marami actually na mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon na mga estudyante na syempre gusto nilang malaman kung bata ka pa lang ba, naging mahilig ka na sa musika,
Yes.
at kung violin ba kaagad ang una mong hinawakan na instrumento. Magbalik tanaw tayo.
So, konting biography ko, no?
Konting biography.
Well, I started the violin nung 8 years old ako. Medyo late. Considering ngayon sa foundation, we start mga bata as young as 3 and 4 years old. Nag-umpisa ako 8 years old, pero medyo mabilis din yung takbo nung progress. Kasi galing ako sa pamilya ng mga musiko, mga pintor. So, within 2 years, I'm quite proud to say, and pero humbly, that I was quite advanced at 10 years old, and I won the competition at the Namsia.
Namsia.
So a few years later, my brothers started going to America to study at Juilliard and at Curtis. And at 12 and 13, my turn came. And nakapasok naman ako. So from then on, my life has been about music since I left in 1978.
Talagang kilala ka as the younger brother of...
The youngest
of
the Bolipata
brother
brothers.
Of the Bolipata brothers. Ramon?
Chino, that's Chino, the cellist.
Chino, with
and
the
then
cellist.
Jaime, Jed is the pianist.
Pianist.
And then ako si Alfonso Coke.
Yeah, that's right. So meron kayong ano yun? Anong tawag doon?
The Bolipata Trio.
The Bolipata Trio.
And yun ang naging karera namin sa Amerika. We had separate careers, but really we were most successful as a family trio. So we were based in New York, we were going all over the world, but always coming back to New York and to the Philippines, of course, for concerts.
So did your family connections mold your musical career?
Not the career, but certainly the pedagogical aspect. I mean, music was part of araw-araw yan. So, part of our schedule. We went to Ateneo. So, and my dad being an Ateneista rin, regimented yung practice namin. So, even Saturdays, Sundays, kasama yung bribe. So, if we practice well, we got 20 pesos to buy our Kit Kats from Green Hills. Yun yung
Pero kailangan magpa-practice.
Kailangan, yeah. At least 4 hours a day.
Wow, 4 hours a day.
Yeah, which was easier then kasi walang TV. We weren't actually allowed to watch TV. Except on, I think, Saturday nights to watch 8 is Enough. You still remember?
Okay, I remember that.
Family shows talaga.
Okay, so, syempre, looking back, do you think na may na-miss ka sa childhood mo?
That's a deep and that's a long, maraming mapag-uusapan dyan. I think, honestly speaking, I think a lot of the work that I do now, and I think siguro in any role that you have as an adult, as either as a parent, you're always trying to either improve yung kinalakan mo or make it better for your children. So in a way, do I feel na na-miss sa akin? Yes and no. I mean, I'm grateful that my parents were so strict na talagang gumaling kami dahil sa disiplina. At the same time, yeah, we could have used a bit of playtime, more friendships outside the home. Yeah, I think just striking a balance between discipline and then also having a good time, not forgetting, the social aspect of childhood.
Okay.
Very important, I think.
So who were your mentors?
Nag-uumpisa ako, actually, ang pinaka-formative ko, my most formative, actually marami sila eh. I started with Mr. Yatko. Mr. Yatko came home, galing siya sa Germany, so he wanted to teach scholars, and we were fortunate to be the first batch. But Mrs. Bonaventura, who just passed away a month ago, was really one of the great pedagogues who is not recognized so much because she died in her 90s. But she was a formative teacher. Basilio Manalo also. These are the great pedagogues of the Philippines that are now gone.
So what was it like studying abroad as a teenager?
Mahirap. Well, you also went through it, no? But I think you were more successful than I was certainly. Kasi I was only 12 or 13, and my parents assumed that I would adjust as quickly as my brothers. Although my brothers, si Jedi was already 17. He was already in college when he went to Juilliard. Chino was about 16 and I was 13. And I had the most difficult time of the three because there was no family, there was no support system for me. Medyo bulak-bolero ako sa Juilliard. I was quite the night owl at 13.
But meron bang malaking diferensya between yung exposure at training sa arts abroad at dito sa Pilipinas?
Yeah. Tremendous. I think the big difference would be the environment. No? Kasi here, it's kind of like being in a small fish bowl. No? So maraming magaling pero in a very small bowl. So it seems like ang galing-galing namin. But when you go to America, the system of the infrastructure for music is incredible, from studios in suburbs to workshop centers. Lahat yan patong-patong, and that's what really creates this great parang gene pool for musicians from which the best really come out of. We have a very small fishbowl right now, and so we're trying to make it bigger sana in the years to come. Yeah.
Pero nabanggit mo kanina, wala kang support system. Di ba nandun yung mga kapatid
Oh,
mo?
but imagine 16, 17, they had their own lives.
Okay. Ikaw yung
Who wants a little pesky 13-year-old na papakainin
the youngest
pa?
na baby na,
Yes.
do I have to
Hindi
take
naman
care
baby.
of him?
But yun, they were always going out, and I had to do my homework. Iba-iba talaga yung laki sa magulang.
Okay. Compared to our present situation dito sa Pilipinas, maraming nagsasabi na parang natapos na yung era ng mga the greats and now parang nawawala na ito. Do you agree?
Wait. I missed some readings. Talaga, that's the reading now. I don't think so. I think access to information has revolutionized the learning process. I mean, now you can learn to cook just going on the internet. Same thing with violin. You can, learn how to do all of the technical stuff. It's all on the internet now.
Really?
Yeah.
But
And I've seen, just seeing...
does that mean na nawawala ang mga mentors? Nawawala ang passing on of the tradition?
Siguro
to the
wala
next
na yung
generation?
because before parang mas old school, you had one teacher surrounded by all of the students. It was more tribal in a way. I think now the level playing field is more level now. So everyone has access to more information. But just having sat in the competition for the young artists, the level is really quite remarkable, and I wish we had more programs, more funding to further develop it. Because the talents, Zambales, and we work with children of fishermen, and the talents we see there are just incredible.
Okay. Well, I'm speaking now from experience. Ang nangyayari ngayon is like, ang dami mga estudyante, papalit-palit sila ng guro. Naghahanap kasi sila ng...
Kasi nga, level playing field, so they have access to many choices.
Instead of staying with one teacher
Yes.
for most of your childhood, most of your training years, and getting that kind of foundation, solid foundation.
Right.
Is that's what's happening now?
Siguro, kulang ng mentorship, that kind of centralized in one person. Because now nga, you can get information anywhere. You can buy books in National Bookstore and say, I want to play this. It's not like before where only a teacher had the monopoly on the books and the technique. But I think in terms of talent, marami. I've seen a lot at the competition. Kaya, for me, it's a very exciting period. Certainly not something. Now's not the time to say, nako, things are not as good as they used to be. Now's the time to really invest and reap the rewards soon, sana.
And also interesting, you said you started violin at 8, which is late.
Late,
no?
yeah.
We had on this show the Suzuki method.
Yes.
Yung 2 years old pa lang, tutugtog na ng violin.
Oh, sometimes 1.
Yeah. Would you advocate that?
I think the danger always naman in anything is you lose your balance. Kasi with Suzuki, the philosophy of Suzuki kasi is that any child is gifted as long as they're exposed to it at a very young age. I think the danger, that's where the danger is. When the parents become very obsessed and they say, this will become the next Itzhak Perlman, that's where the danger is. No? When it's too much, hindi balanced, that's where we have difficulties. But we had kids in Zambales, 3 years old, 4 years old, they come and they just basically play. And I think for us to keep it fun for them is good. And that's what we try to do. It's not to tell them, you're 5, magaling ka. This is, like in China, they do that. In Russia, they do that. As soon as they see you, they institutionalize you.
Sige, pag-uusapan natin ang Zambales at Casa San Miguel. Pagbalik natin, marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan kasama ang premiadong concert violinist at arts leader na si Coke Bolipata dito pa rin sa Art2art. Magbabalik po kami pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto. Update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating arts calendar. Sa teatro, bilang pagdiriwang ng kanilang ika-11 anibersaryo, inihahandog ng Silly People's Improv Theater o SPIT at ng PETA Theater Center ang Manila Improv Festival 2013 mula June 25 hanggang June 30. Tampok ang mga sumusunod na improv groups: People's Liberation Improv at Three Dudes Improv ng Hong Kong, Beijing Improv ng Beijing, Taichung Improv ng Taiwan, Xiamen Improv ng Xiamen, ZMAC ng Shanghai, Pirates of Tokyo Bay ng Tokyo at Silly People's Improv Theater ng Manila. 3 grupo ang mapapanood sa bawat palabas na itatanghal sa June 26, 27, 28, June 29 at June 30 sa PETA Theater Center na matatagpuan sa number 5 Amar Drive, New Manila, Quezon City. Meron ding isasagawang workshop mula June 28 hanggang June 30. Para sa ticket at karagdagang impormasyon, tumawag sa 410-0822 Local 14-15. Inihahandog naman ng Viva Atlantis Theatricals ang kanilang produksyon ng Tarzan mula June 14 hanggang July 7 sa Meralco Theater. Base sa sikat na animated film at sa novel ni Edgar Rice Burroughs, ang Tarzan ay tungkol sa isang sanggol na pinalaki ng isang grupo ng mga gorilla sa West Africa at sa kalaunan ay makakabalik sa tunay niyang ama at makikilala si Jane. Tampok sina Dan Dominic bilang Tarzan at Rachel Ann Go bilang Jane. Para sa ticket at karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa 687-5853 Local 661 or 673 o sa Ticket World at 891-9999. Sa musika, inihahandog naman ng UST Conservatory of Music sa pakikipagtulungan ng Elizabeth University of Music sa Hiroshima, Japan, ang isang libreng konsyerto ng mga propesor ng Elizabeth University of Music na sina Hiroharu Orikawa, baritone, Hiroki Yamashiro, trumpet, at Ayako Yoshikawa, collaborating artist. Ito itatanghal sa June 22 alas 5:30 ng hapon sa UST Museum of Arts and Sciences, University of Santo Tomas, Espanya, Manila. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon, tumawag sa 731-4022.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin ang premyadong concert violinist at arts leader na si Alfonso Coke Bolipata. Coke, isa sa napakalaki mong kontribusyon sa community arts scene, of course, is the Casa San Miguel sa Zambales.
Yes, yes.
Well, bakit mo tinatag ang center na ito, and what was your vision for the center?
Same as, vision, we always talk about this in the foundation. It's always changing. I think I started that project when I was 28. So what I knew then and what I know now are two different worlds. And so noon it was just, I had a vision that was really personal. It was not organized, obviously. I had no business background. I was just, I was living in New York, tas inisip ko, ano ba to? We were performing a lot, and performance was never my sole, I never derived that much satisfaction from it. I mean, the performance, personally, parang, oy, masarap, but yung trying to be famous, trying to be rich, was not really my cup of tea. So, at 26, 27, I started coming home almost 3 times a year. And then attending a lot of festivals in France, all over the world. Sabi ko, siguro pwede sa Zambales, we could do something like this and make it more long-term, more sustainable, more community-based. And that was really the impetus for Casa San Miguel, which also coincided with my last 2 years with artists, affiliate artists of New York. This was a stepping stone between Columbia artists and a career. And they were, sinusubukan nila mga young artists kung paano sila kung sisiklab sila sa scene. So nag-tour kami from New York. We drove all of those towns, Midwest up to Kansas, and Kansas up to San Francisco, and then back, just performing in all the small towns. And that was their way of seeing your parang marketability. And I got kind of tired, and sabi ko, siguro this is not really what I want to do. And that's how, yun yung aggregates nung paano nabuo yung pira-piraso ng buhay ko. And I think that's how Casa San Miguel came to be. But the vision is always changing, no? Because every time you put a new person in there, the personality changes, directions change. So But we're still on track, I think.
So you are basically an arts center in Zambales.
We are an art center in Zambales, which is a misnomer. Parang di mo naman masasabi center kasi I think center, usually, ang ibig sabihin, maraming nangyayari, kasi doon nagtatagpo kaya center. And I think sa assessment namin, wala naman, ako lang nagtuturo ng violin, practically between there and San Fernando or even Manila. So what we're just really a workshop place. We call it workshop program. And what we're doing this year is nag-umpisa na kami ng preschool tsaka grade 1. So I think mas magiging long-term at saka sustainable yung program once we're DepEd accredited already. So yun yung parang I'm very happy this year na yun ang magiging milestone namin para it's not anymore about Coke Bolipata but really about stakeholders in the community.
And of course, yung mga naging numerous activities ng Casa San Miguel, one of it was you were in a movie.
Hala, yes.
Right?
That's
Boses.
right, Boses.
Boses of Ellen Ongkiko Marfil.
Yes.
Which became one of the top grossers at the Cinemalaya Festival.
Yes.
That year, it was in 2008.
Yes.
Okay, how did this project come about?
Wow. Yung mga hulog ng langit. And I guess like a lot of things, that the project came onto my lap actually by accident. No, it was not. Ellen consulted me about the storyline kasi alam niyang ginagawa ko, and the story parang yung material niya dun sa kwento nandun sa Zambales, yung mga bata na meron mga drama. But I'm just talking to her and then just processing a lot of information. Before we knew it, ako yung naging lead actor. It wasn't supposed to be me. And then this amazing boy, also just found out of the blue in the community. But I think this movie is, it's taken a while. No? This movie was produced 5 years ago. And people, often sa Cinemalaya, pagkatapos ng festival, within 2 months, naka-DVD na yan. This movie has been on the shelf, so to speak, for 5 years already. And it will only be opening commercially on July 30. Wow, shameless plug.
Okay.
Yeah, July 30, SM Cinemas. And I'm going to London in a week or two to promote it and to talk about its advocacy. But I think the movie, mabuti lang, it's like a fine wine, so to speak, na it's really... I think it has long-term value in terms of the message.
What is the message? Can you tell us a little bit of the plot?
Without spoiler alert.
Without spoiling it. Hindi pa
basically, it's the track of two lives. The life of a middle-aged man who is coming to terms with the death of a woman in his life, and a boy who's abused, who is rendered speechless. Sorry, in Tagalog, natameme siya kasi binubugbog siya. So somehow nagkakaroon sila ng catharsis. Their lives come together and then they both have some kind of opening into a new healing stage. So it's an empowering movie. It's a little bit showbiz, I mean, for my taste. But I think formulas can be avoided. But I think the message is still pure naman. And that that it's important that people find kay boses na mahanap mo yung boses mo, and finding your voice is empowerment.
What was it like acting in the movie?
Next question. Sa akin, people always ask me, why did you do it? I mean, I get criticized. I also get admired naman na ang tapang mo pala. For me, it was, I also believe, parang how often, you try to do as many things in your life that, if you can do it, why not? It's once in a lifetime. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I went into it medyo ganon. Let's just do this. Sige, if the director has the confidence I can do it, then susubukan ko. But as an artist, it was a learning process for me. Kasi ang medium ko is really non-verbal. So all of a sudden, we're dealing with a script. We're dealing with the voice. We're dealing with a lot of elements that are not that I was not trained for. So suddenly, relating to text and material through your voice and through your body. A learning experience, as a
Suddenly,
dancer.
ang thought balloon mo, pwede bang mag-violin na lang?
Oo. Kaya, yeah, absolutely.
Well, kamusta naman yung batang bida? Ano nga yung pangalan?
Si Julian Duque. He's
Duque,
amazing.
yes.
He's amazing in the movie. The boy was only 7 or 8 years old then.
Yeah.
Not a single line in the movie. But every time they show that movie, everyone's crying. Talagang his ability to convey that kind of of being rendered speechless. He did it at 8 years old.
So,
Kaya we're all,
what is he like now? Nagpatuloy ba siya sa musika?
Akala ko nagpatuloy.
Oo, nagpatuloy ba siya sa musika? Yun yung tanong.
It's always, a lot of them follow the track that I was in. No? I think the problem always of, or the challenge of being an adolescent and being gifted is something that you have to address. You know, it's not an easy road, and so masasabi ko lang na Julian is facing a lot of the challenges I had, and I'm trying to help him with it.
I'm sure you understand what's happening.
Buti na lang that he has someone like me actually. Kasi it's not easy. Ngayon nakuha namin siya ng scholarship sa La Salle Zobel, so he's been uprooted from our community to Alabang. So I'm just dealing with adjustment issues from being a community and then suddenly you're in a rich school, not being able to speak English as well, not having the time to practice. So all of these little things are build up na eventually.
Okay. Well, parang nagiging real life.
Oo nga eh. Art imitates
roles,
life eh.
Yes, art imitates life. That's right. Wow.
Scary.
Okay, just last March, mismo ang Department of Education naglabas ng advisory endorsing boses
Yes.
as a tool for its campaign on children's rights and child protection. Okay, so when can we expect this itong pelikula na malabas sa commercial theaters?
It's coming out in SM. Here we go. Here I go with my shameless plug.
Okay.
It's coming out in SM Cinemas on July 30. Select SM Cinemas, but I think quite wide. I think kasi we're going all over the provinces to promote it. I'm going to London. I'll be in London June 20th to talk about the advocacy with the child's rights group as well as the Filipino community. So we're expecting that it will be worth waiting the last 5 years.
And what are their projects, the other projects that are lined up for you for the next?
For Casa San Miguel.
Yeah, for Casa San Miguel, for yourself personally.
Making oatmeal. It's a project
I know, you're
for this
raising
Sunday afternoon,
Shih Tzus,
June
right?
16.
Is that correct?
No, that was just a joke.
That was a joke. Okay.
The biggest, our biggest milestone, like I mentioned earlier, is really going from a workshop center to a full DepEd school. So in terms of our work in the foundation, we really focused on establishing the preschool and the grade school. And just to mention also that I can ask you a question also.
Wait, whose show is this?
It's saan ba? Kasi we have about 80 to 90 scholars in Zambales. And then about 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to work with Ayala Foundation, and we started teaching kids in Tondo. So part of our teacher training, my graduates, the ones who are in 3rd and 4th year high school, they teach in Tondo with me every Friday. So now we have another 24, possibly 50 kids in Tondo. And ang nakakapagtaka, I know we're always wondering bakit nagsa-thrive ang arts. And I think with you also, why does it seem to thrive with the underprivileged children more than with people? Like I was the director at a school I won't mention, but we had 400 kids, who were all paying full tuition, but we never saw the level that we see now in Casa San Miguel or in Tondo.
Because
why? No, that's
You're
my question
me.
to you.
No,
yes.
because the kids in Tondo have a completely different kind of motivation,
Which is?
which is survival. They're hardy.
But they're only 4 years old. They don't know about survival.
But they are not afraid. Hindi sila, para sa akin teaching them, hindi sila natatakot magpawis, hindi sila
So they know that
natatakot
if they work hard, they will earn money and eat.
and eat.
At 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah. Well, my scholars in Project Ballet Futures are 10, 11, 12.
So
They're
they have
older.
more a sense of
Yeah,
money.
they're older.
So, sa akin, I really see them. I see the twinkle in their eyes. So my own unprofessional assessment is that I think psychologically it defines them distinctly, from just being an ordinary child or a poor child. Suddenly they have
Suddenly, meron silang direction, meron silang
identity,
purpose, meron silang identity.
self-esteem. Kasi
self-esteem.
it's really tremendous. It's inspiring, actually, when I see these kids really enjoying doing what they do. And I just wanted to ask you, because Sophia is also doing something similar. Actually, we're both in Centex. So she has a few scholars in Centex, and we have also 24.
So who funds Casa San Miguel?
Very important. Can we mention corporate sponsors? Check that. Yeah, well, we would not be
You
alive.
have donors,
We would not be alive financially without our principal donors, which are Starbucks Philippines, which is Rustan's Coffee Corporation, as well as Dale Industries, which is a pharmaceutical company. So the bulk of our budget comes from these two companies. And then, of course, we have family, we have friends, we have
You have concerts.
we have definitely a good 8 to 10% of our income comes from playing in events.
Okay, what is your dream for the young classical musicians of this generation?
Wow. The dream. Well, I think it's time, and hindi tayo pwede magpahuli. My dream really is for the youth to show how good the Filipino is and that we are worthy, of being seen on the international concert stage. We only need good teachers. We need government support. We need funding. We need subsidy. Yeah, but my dream for them is just to work as hard as they can, to make the sacrifice, and to have the leadership. Actually, I think in this sector, you have to be a leader to be good. You can't be a follower. We're at this point where we have to lead the next generation, and hopefully we have some leaders in our communities, but we hope more of them will become leaders for each coming generation.
Well, with a mentor like you, I'm sure it's going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you! Napakabilis na naman.
Tapos
Nagtapos
na?
ang kalahating oras. Maraming salamat sa pagbisita ninyo dito sa amin, Coke. And so of course, congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
many projects. Outstanding efforts to
Thank you. It's
develop
good to see you.
talent of culture and the arts. Sana naman magkita naman tayo sa isang
Oh,
project or
yes.
something. Let's
Let's
talk
do
about it. Sige,
magic
off the
flute.
air na.
Okay.
Okay, mga kaibigan, samahan ninyo uli kami dito sa Art2art tuwing linggo, alas 3:30 ng hapon, dito lamang sa DZRH. Ito po ang inyong balirin ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.